With this tutorial, what I want to show you is just the power of blending modes and photographs. So I'm actually going to take the same photo and blend it a couple different ways to give me a more unique visual. So I'm going to duplicate this image here, and I'm actually just going to flip and rotate it around. And we're going to kind of scroll through our blending mode. So if you're in the Move tool, if you're on a Mac, Shift plus and minus, we'll scroll through these blending modes. Right, so right now I'm at darker color and lighten. Okay, so let's see, which one do I like the best? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to go to that darker color. I like that idea. Multiply's pretty good. So that same image is flipped around, and we get this kind of weird thing that's happening here, which I think is kind of interesting. I'm going to duplicate this again, and let's just kind of give a different blending mode here. That's kind of interesting, but that's not what I'm looking for. Let's rotate it again this way. And let's make it a little bit larger. Okay, so now we're getting these lines kind of going over top, which is kind of interesting. Okay, this is all just using the same image, which I think is really interesting, which I think is really kind of that you don't need too much to really kind of get things going. So you can see the difference, right? Just adding in a little bit more depth that's there. Now we'll do more where we add secondary pictures. Now I could also go in and say, okay, let's make this whole thing purple. Let's put a mask on that. And knowing my brushes, let's go ahead and take some of that away. So I get this really nice deep purple that's working in there. And I've kind of masked some away. Let's do another new layer. And let's get a kind of a bluish color going on. And I'm going to do the same thing. We'll use colorize. Or I'm going to use the color blending mode. And then let's use this brush here. Right, so now we have these kind of double tones, or these tones that are in there, and I can incidentally color it using anything. Right, I just chose colorize or color. Like, that's pretty interesting, right? That was using subtract. And I could also do things with, okay, let's say, oh, I like that, but it's really heavy. Let's just tone down the opacity here. Right, so it's not as intense. So these are things that you can do with blending modes, and you can really transform this one image into something better.